Hey guys, this is Tauna, and today we're going to be talking about some Christmas themed commanders that you guys can build to bring some, holiday cheer into your MTG games, whether they are nice, whether they're, more Krampus kind of thing. We're going to be talking about a few different versions of this kind of theme around Christmas and, handing out presents and food and all that kind of cool stuff. So, Christmas time is near. We're about a month away, and usually it takes me around a month and a bit to kind of finalize a deck and stuff. And, I love Christmas decks. I built a Christmas themed deck for one of my friends, a Jon Irenicus one, which we'll talk about him in a little bit. And honestly, it was really, really fun. It's an awesome deck. And it's just something more kind of personalized about it. I know that as myself, I would absolutely love a deck that was built by somebody else to kind of go in there and play around with it and stuff and have fun, and it's just something that's more personal about it in regards to a present. But you could also just build it for yourself and go to your LGS and hand out lovely presents to people in your pod and stuff. So let's go through them one at a time. So start up with, we've got Kibo, Uktabi, Prince. So with him, you're going to be handing out bananas to everyone. Each time you tap him, you're going to create a colorless artifact token named Banana for each player, and then they get them and they can do whatever they like with them. It's going to give them either red or green mana and also some life gain. Just ignore the rest of this text here. You don't want people to read that and realize that as they're doing it and tapping them, they're going to buff up your apes and stuff. You can hand them out, group hug style and kind of be really nice about it. Or you could come in there with a whole bunch of apes and monkeys and destroy all their presents after you've just handed it to them, because that is freaking hilarious. Or, just make sure that they aren't aware that you're slowly kind of plussing up all of your monkeys. So, some cards that you could run in this, you've got Pain Distributor here. If they use them, now you're going to be dealing damage to them. You've got stuff like Gorilla Shaman. Now you can just destroy all of them, instantly get a whole bunch of Kibo procs. And then you've also got stuff for Viridian Revel here, which is now you're going to draw cards if they use them and stuff. So, build it like a group huggy kind of deck, or inflicting pain on them if they do use it, which is how I'm going to build my Kibo deck. There's just so many different ways you could build it. Next, we've got Atla Palani. You're probably thinking, hey, she doesn't give people stuff. No, instead, you're going to be opening the presents yourself. You're going to be, you're going to be that person who, no one's else really buying presents for you. So you're going to buy presents for yourself. You're going to unwrap your present, and then out of it, you've got a Golter coming onto the battlefield or something. And meanwhile, your friend over there has just some shitty elves that they got from their parents. You've got a Golter. Who's really winning here? You've got ways to be able to untap her as well with Thornbite Staff. That's an infinite easily with her, as long as you've got ways to be able to destroy your eggs, something as simple as an Ashnod's or something. You've got Dinosaur Egg. There's a bunch of different eggs you could use here. And then, just use Big Stompy to kind of bring them out. Look, oh, I'm going to unwrap my egg. Oh, look, it's a baby Golter. We got Jon Irenicus Shattered One. Now, remember that uncle who gives you the most annoying presents that are really, really loud, and they are going to piss off your parents? Do that. Or you can be that aunt who's always giving you socks every year that you really didn't want. You don't need more socks, but you just got to stand there and smile and be like, oh, thank you so much. Just recreate that feeling for everyone and hand out some really, really bad presents. This is the deck that I built for my friend Jack John Jackson, and I absolutely loved versing it. It has some absolutely shitty cards in it, as well as the fact that because they aren't great cards, they are really it's really simple to build a cheap version of this deck. So it's stuff that you could hand out. They've got Great Harvester there. Now, at the beginning of each upkeep, whoever you give it to has to sacrifice a permanent. Have fun with that. Or you've got Evil Eye. Now, non-eyes can't attack. The great part about this is that they cannot sacrifice these creatures. They have to try and get them to die some way else, as well as the fact they're goaded and they get buffed up. You've got Archfiend of the Dross as well. Oh no, now, you're just making people lose the game and stuff. That's less fun. I don't like making people absolutely lose the game. I'd rather just goad them and throw them at people, and then they have to just make everyone else lose. All right, we've got Zedruu the Greathearted. Now, there's two different ways you could build Zedruu. You could hand out really nice presents to people, or you could hand out really bad presents. And no one's going to know what you're doing when you bring out Zedruu. You could do either of them, or you could just mix both. You could have like, you know, just random presents going out to people. Why not roll a dice? Bring out a present and then roll a dice. Who it's going to go to? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Who knows? So some stuff you could put into here, you know, you've got like 9 lives. Now that person has only so long until they die. You've got Acro and Horse, whoever you give that to, sure, they get a 0-4, but now everyone else is getting the 1/1 white soldiers. Or you've got Khan the Betrayer as well. He is fun because every time you lose control of him, he's going to draw cards, and if he gets dealt damage, then you lose control of him. It goes to someone else. So it's like playing hot potato, except a really bad version of it. We've got Blim, Comedic Genius. So he's very similar to the other ones that we talked about here. You get the idea now. This time it's in Rakdos colors. You get to play a lot of fun enchantments because he is target permanent. You know, Zedruu's target permanent as well. Jon Irenicus is only creatures. So, only creatures, yep. So with Blim, you can do like curses and stuff, or, you know, those enchants that when they come out at the start, they are decent. You get a decent upside, but then they got a downside later on. So stuff like, you know, Demonic Pact, great upside, bad downside. Greed's Gambit, great upside, and then you hand it off to someone as soon as it starts getting that downside. Or, you know, just hand out Xancha to someone. Here, have Xancha. She's a great character. Now you have a different thing that can attack, and then now people are pumping in life to draw cards from her. It's really fun. We've got Eriette the Charmed Apple. All right, now there's enough handing out your permanents to everyone else. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take our cards. We're going to give gifts to those people's creatures. Hey, look, your card could really use flying. Your Golter could really use it flying, right? And the great thing is that if you enchant it, now it can't attack you. So here, your Golter has flying. Have fun with that. It's a magical Christmas. You can't attack me with it though. And the great thing about this is it's not goaded. It just cannot attack you or planeswalkers you control. So why not hand out, you know, some of the impetuses that make it so that they're goaded. And the great thing is they're goaded, but also can't attack you. You've got Ethereal Armor. This is going to be getting huge. You're going to make a creature huge. Or Twin Blade Blessing here. Make it so that something has double strike. And now, you know, everyone's wiping out each other. You're sitting there being the evil queen on Christmas, being like, hey, thank you so much. Would you like me to buff that up? Well, you don't have a choice. Have fun with that. All right. Now, before we get into more, guys, make sure you subscribe, make sure you share the video around. As my Christmas present from you guys, I would love to be able to hit 10,000 subscribers. If anyone wants to actually give me a Christmas present, feel free to reach out and I can organize something there. But, you know, just a simple subscribe would just be amazing. We are so close to getting there. It would be amazing. And also, you know, you could go and get yourself a present and become a member of the channel. You get access to this slowly growing decks. I'm going to make one of these into a deck on this list. I don't know which one. Who knows? Maybe I'll make multiple on the lead up for Christmas because I think that's going to be fun. And, you know, you can get this just being an Esper member. You're going to be able to get access to this ever-growing playlist. So going on to the next one here, we've got Tawnos the Toymaker. First of all, he sounds very similar to Tawna. That's great. Everyone knows that beasts and birds make the best toys. So you're going to go ahead, embrace your inner elf and go make an army of toys, which is really fun. You know, there are some really great beasts and really great birds that you can build here. You also have Radagast that you could bring along. Why not? He could be an alternate commander for you. You know, now every time you make a Crater Hook Behemoth, why don't you just have 2 of them? Why not? Some really cool stuff you could do with beasts and birds. We've got the Beamtown Bullies. So this time we're going to be handing out presents again, but this time they're going to be from our graveyard. So you're going to pitch things into your graveyard, whether you're self-milling yourself, whether you're discarding, whether you're, you know, just buried alive, going and tutoring stuff out into the graveyard. And the best presents always come from the trash. This is going to be that, you know, that person in your family who just goes down to the op shop, gets the cheapest present they can for you, and they hand it over to you, and you're like, I just lost the freaking game. What the hell, man? Why? So, you know, you got stuff like Leveler that just removes your library from the game. Why not? Eater of Days here. Makes it so that person skips the next 2 turns. Hilarious. So this is similar to the Jon Irenicus one and stuff, but this time around, you also get the bonus of being like really bad ETBs. You don't want bad ETBs with Jon Irenicus because boom, now you've just got bad stuff. You want bad ongoing effects. This is the bad ETBs. This is the one that when you open up that present, it fucking explodes in your hands instead of the one that, hey, you put it up in the cupboard, or, you know, the one that you give to your little kid and now it's sitting there driving the parents mad. Yes, I am still salty about the fact that people keep giving my kids really loud presents. All right, we've got Thantis the Warweaver. The best gift of all for Christmas is violence. Make everyone enjoy hitting each other or just hate the fact that you're making them hit each other. Every creature now has to attack each combat, and whenever a creature attacks you, you're going to get buffed up. So now they are wanting to attack everyone else. You get to sit back here and enjoy as your family is ripping each other apart because your aunt is sleeping with someone else's uncle or whatever. I don't know. My Christmases aren't that dramatic. So, you know, why don't we just goad everything? That's one way to make them not attack you, or make it so that when they attack you, you get to create some, you know, ogres. Or this one here, I absolutely love this one because now you're going to be handing out creatures to everyone. You've also got like Lightning Rager as well, that kind of stuff, just handing out tokens and creatures to everyone, and then they're all attacking, and now it's a wonderful violent Christmas. Last one here, we've got Ian Malcolm, Chaotician. Now, have you guys seen the episode of Christmas, the Christmas Party? It's called Christmas Party of The Office, where they get the presents, everyone has a Secret Santa, but instead of doing the actual Secret Santa, they instead need to put all their presents into the middle and each person essentially kind of drafts them. That's essentially what you can do with Ian Malcolm. Everyone gets to play each other's decks. You know, each time someone draws their second card, you're going to exile it into the big pool in the middle, and now anyone can play cards that they don't own. So keep in mind, this is specifically ones that they don't own from the middle. So you're going to include a bunch of ways to give people extra mana. Here, have a treasure. Here, have a treasure. Or, you know, make it so that they're drawing 2 cards each turn. You want to make sure they're drawing 2 cards each turn. Not necessarily on their turn, just all the time. Just make everyone draw lots of cards, because then you're going to have a selection of cards out. Everyone's going to have a selection of cards out. So like stuff like Winds of Change, everyone's going to draw multiple cards. That is adding 4 cards into the pool in the middle. You've also got stuff like Fevered Visions here. Okay, now each person at the beginning of their end step is drawing an extra card. That card is going to go into the middle. Keep in mind that they don't exile the card they draw, the second card they draw. They just exile an additional one. You've also got Shifting Grift here. Why don't you, in addition to everyone putting their cards in the middle, just randomly swap everyone's freaking stuff? There's also stuff like Thieves Auction and stuff that, personally, I'm not a huge fan of it because it essentially extends the game out, and now everyone needs to like play this mini game of drafting their own stuff. It is a fun way to do it though, and you could definitely do that. So I'd love to hear from you guys as to what you think. These are a whole bunch of really fun decks, or at least fun for you, or fun for whoever you pass them out to. Like, you know, if you want to go build one of these for your best friend like I did, go ahead. I think it's a great idea for a present, especially because it's kind of Christmas themed, right? Like, you could build them any deck in the world. If it's Christmas, build them a Christmas themed deck. Why not? So let me know what you guys think. Have a great day, and goodbye.